Good morning, Periscopes. Good morning, Periscopes. Let's go on Twitter. Let's see. Let's wait for a few people to get in here. Yo. What's up, Vanilla Gorilla? So we're not actually in the car yet. We're gonna go to the car. I'm gonna go to the car in a minute. Sweet. What up, people? Here's the key to the RAV4. I gotta flip you around. I've been up early this morning. I've been doing some unsupervised machine learning. Training PoseNets. Sup, Game Shack? Check it out. It's distance. And the sky is really far away. RAV4 is coming this week. Let's go for a drive. Check it out. I'm running for mayor of San Francisco. This is my plan. My plan is nice. And we're going to do housing, transportation, and parks. So Ed Lee, watch out. I'm coming for you. I'm actually not going to launch the Prius because there's a little bug. We're going to do one car at a time. But we have the Prius pretty much ready to go as well. Got my keys. Let's head out. All right. So let me switch you to the other camera. Here is our RAV4. RAV4 torque is amazing, man. All right. Let's open this up. Let's see what we got. Here is my Eon. Now, of course, when you buy an Eon, it only comes with a Shifter Plus. This Eon has been modified internally to run openpilot. Here's our Panda. See if that's on. Looks pretty on to me. And then we have a wire. Unfortunately, with the Toyota. Oh, this is a Toyota Giraffe, by the way. Unfortunately, with the Toyota, there's no power consistently on this connector. Brocho. So we've connected this guy just down. We could trace it down to the OBD port. Ooh, down to. I'm gonna put my phone there. I'm gonna mount it up there. Cool. So, let's start this thing up. Got the key right here. Yes, we are hiring. Yeah, check out our positions. Link from our main website, comma.ai, or you can go to our. I'm gonna turn off the use front camera review because I have a real rearview mirror. Look at that, Nishta. Real rearview mirror. Pretty cool, right? No, we don't remove the rearview mirror anymore. We use a GoPro mount. You see this GoPro mount up here? Yeah. So this is Neon. Mount it up. All right, let's start her up. Cool. So always keep your hands on the wheel. Be ready to take over any time. Of course, that's a good rule. Get some like Miley Cyrus or some ish. All right. Cool. So I'm going to take us out to the highway, and once we're engaged, thank you. I'm gonna put this. I wish there was a nice way to show you guys openpilot while I'm driving, but I will show you once we get to the highway. So I'll flip. What up, yo? In the seat of my RAV4, plugged in down there to the OBD port. We got that wire. You don't really need the wire because you can get power when it's started. But all right, let's head out here. Stuff is still beyond the torque limit of even the high torque RAV4. I'll spin you guys back around as soon as I make this turn. Oh, bad connection. Oh, that's too bad. Let's hope it comes back. Yeah, the cell phone reception here isn't the best. But we can see that we're just sitting here. Here's openpilot. Yeah, so that's why we have a fan. The fan can run at any time, so it should keep it pretty cool. Thank you. So, red light. openpilot doesn't do anything about defeating red lights. They're pretty cool, though. I hear there's some like special frequencies you could transmit on. All right, this is probably good. Let's engage. Here we go. System is driving. Bump the speed here. cool, guys. Pretty cool. Alright, so sometime we have a fusion issue with parked cars, but this one looks pretty good. Remember, always pay attention at all times. There you go. Look at that. Now, unfortunately, the RAV4 has an issue where below 20 miles an hour, it will come to a full stop. So that was totally the car. But now the speed's too low, so the system cancels. But it will bring you to a full stop. It actually should hold you behind the other car for a little bit. So this is a release candidate of openpilot 0.3.8.2, which should be going live on Tuesday. So yeah, unfortunately, I have to step on the brake right now. The system could hold you in brake, but it can't re-accelerate. This is a limitation of the car. There's just nothing you can really do about it. Once you go below 20, if you send the command, the accelerate command, it doesn't accelerate. This is, of course, fixable with a firmware update. Mine going landscape. Yeah, we can go landscape. Let's go landscape. We'll turn this guy here too. Oh, actually, hang on. That's not landscape. Let me unlock my rotation. Oh, yeah. So you could do it with a firmware update. Now, that firmware update I feel a whole lot better about because this is probably going to be a disengagement here. This turn's pretty steep. All right. I had to help it at the end there. So the Toyota has a much higher torque limit than the Civic, which is cool. In fact, it's so much that we limit it. So if you go to the Panda repo, we've already committed the safety code for Toyotas. Got a cutout here, got a cutout, car's coming to a stop. We are good, yeah, buddy. All right, so you're gonna see it's gonna say like speed too low in a minute. So okay, see it says take control, resume driving manually. Yeah, that's just the limitation of the car. Yeah, so speed too low. When it wanted to accelerate there, it disengaged. So you'll get a little bit of acceleration from creep, but we can't actually command any acceleration. Video is now sideways. What do you mean by that? Fixing that. Well, so yeah, I feel very differently about firmware updates to the ECU versus firmware updates to the steering computer. So firmware updates to the ECU is something modders have already done for a while now. So anyone who's doing like engine boost mods are reflashing the firmware on their ECU. Much safer, because what's the worst your ECU can do is accelerate your car. A steering controller can do bad things, so you got to be super careful if you're reflashing them. Yeah, so take control, resume driving manually. You need Civic firmware. Well, but the Civic firmware you want is, like I talked about, you want the steering mod. We'll see. We have it, but, careful. But yeah, the mod to make this car work in stop and go is definitely doable. Of course, the system does not ship stop and go. The Prius can do stop and go. It works pretty well in rain. Yeah, I mean, we're training on rain, right? Our system doesn't even it doesn't even know, to be honest. So here we go. Let me pull back here. You can see the wheel. My legs. Open pilot, bros. Open pilot. Woo! Dean scream, man. Dean scream. The acceleration is a little bit pulsy, which isn't great. Working on that. Hopefully we'll have a fix before we go live with the launch. Oh, look at that smooth stopping. That was nice. Vision only? No, it's using a radar. iPhone X? Yeah, I bought one of those. You know it, picking it up the first day. When will the first Eons be shipped? Yeah, I'm picking up Best Buy. I paid an extra $100. I'm getting that the first day. Any Volt update? Well, the Volt is a community car. We want to merge it in and pay out the bounty, but as far as priorities go, Toyotas are Vision. What do you mean by demo Vision? I tell you, you Subaru people, I tell you what we're gonna have to do. You show me it driving with a joystick, and I will work on vision for you guys. But I've yet to see any Subaru people drive a Subaru with a joystick. So y'all don't need vision, only cruise control until I see that. Alright, system's back on. Almost to the highway. Man, this thing is good. So this is all the car. I'll tell you guys. We had one disengagement back there on that sharp turn, and now we have a speed too low cancellation. If you're below 20, you can only brake. You can't accelerate due to issues with the PCM. Ignoring India question. What's the India question? I'm not ignoring your questions. Where am I going? I'm going this way. No, I'm just out testing this, you know. We're the release candidate. Maybe I'll go get donuts. You know I love donuts. How much for your old iPhone? My beautiful iPhone 7? No, it won't have new models. Same model. The model team. Soon. Someday. Soon. Yeah, I know. There's issues with this model. Someday soon. New models. Alright, let's go for a drive. LiDAR is becoming cheap. Yeah, and Vision's becoming really, really good. Let's go visit Andy. You want to go drive to Berkeley? Can it auto turn right? You know, I mean, it'll turn right now. Thank you. Thank you. I love my interview too. I was very happy with the way it came out. Alright, we got a cut in here. It's pretty good. Oh, Vim, you know I'm a Vim guy. Come on, you really think I'm an Emax guy? Look at this. Yeah, look at that. Torque! That's not even torque, man. Now we'll take Route 1. And I'll show you guys some real driving. The Toyota has a much better torque limit than the Honda. So we can show off some real turns. I was doing windy roads last night. Yeah, the Toyota torque limit is actually so high that we limit the steering torque. So we've always limited the acceleration and deceleration, but we don't actually limit the torque. We limit the torque rate. So it takes 1.5 seconds to ramp up full torque, and that's how I can feel safe driving, you know, without a hand necessarily touching the steering wheel, because I know that the car can't jerk me around. All right, let's take a look at that Eon for a bit. What model year RAV4? Anything that has TSSP. So we're going to support all Toyotas with TSSP. Damn, this thing is good. All right, so I'm gonna change some lanes here. Notice those beeps for the disengage. I love this car. It's blind spot awareness sensors. All right, so let me drive here. Now I can put the system back on. Woo! Look at that turn. Get it, car. All right, so we're gonna take Route 1 here. Is that a good angle? Coming a little fast on this turn. Let's see if we can do it. Oh yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that, like, in the Civic, can it do it? Maybe. In the RAV4, can it do it? Oh yeah. there, but I didn't. Look at that turn, man. Look at that turn. Can you input the destination? Not quite yet. Alright, I'm going to put you guys in the holder while it drives. Keep my hands a little bit closer to the wheel, because it is putting some real torque on the wheel for these turns, but it should be good. Yeah, so remember, this is a level 2 system. Pay attention at all times. It's like a 7-year-old driving a car. But man, no disengagements here. Unreal. Unreal. Toyotas are cool, man. How many NVIDIA GPUs? We have 23 in our basement. ETA for going level 3. I don't know, next year? Oh man, look, this is all openpilot driving right now. Look at that, look at that. Cutting a little on that lane, but still totally what I would consider safe driving. Oh yeah. I'm gonna spin us around here, take us back. I didn't charge my phone last night. I actually have 20% battery. Can this work without radar? Yeah. We have radar. Why not use it? So this is me back in control of the car now. openpilot can't do too much city stuff yet. I mean, it can do this, so I just turn the system on. You hear that beep. Yeah, you know this exit, right? Should I stop at Safeway? Get some donuts? Let me see if I have an iPhone cable here. No iPhone cable. Yeah, right. This place is a pretty cool place to test self-driving cars. Training in GTA is pretty good. All right, let's put it back on. These turns are something the Civic wouldn't even think about doing, and the RAV4 is just killing it. This! Finally we're testing what openpilot can really do. The models have outstripped the torque limit of the car for a while. So this is all driving on openpilot. Wow, a little harsh on that turn back there. There's no limit of the torque ramping down. There's only a limit of the torque ramping up. The Civic cannot do this. No, it's the torque limit. Can't do it. Fan is spinning. I wouldn't really say it's loud. I barely hear it. Disengagement there. It got confused because the lanes were too spread out. Wipers. This is fog, bros. Maps localization are on the roadmap. openpilot 0.5. You guys will see what we have planned at 0.4, but this today we're of course doing another disengagement there. There's a lot of fog. Today talking about openpilot 0.3.8, not 0.4 yet. Yeah, typical Sunday Bay Area fog, exactly. You need to certify roads and lanes. No, I mean, it's driving right now. Like, you're watching the feed right now. If you think you could drive a car from that feed, it can probably drive a car too. No, I don't really know much about it. Can we see more at steering wheel? Yeah, sure. Let me just get you guys over. So I'm doing the lane changes here manually. Let me get into the lane that goes back to my house. That broski was in my blind spot. Alright. I'll re-engage and check out the steering wheel. Why not certify lanes DB that they are safe? I don't know what that means. I'm not sure how much of Apollo is useful. I want to see it come a little bit further first. The big problem with Apollo 2 is the car they support. Nobody has. Nobody has that data speed car. It's super expensive and weird. That's why we support the Toyota RAV4, which, for a short period of time, was the third most popular car sold in America. So this is all still openpilot here. Once we get into places like this, you really have to pay attention. It can make a mistake at any moment. So it doesn't. Man, this thing's good. How does it compare to Tesla's? This is on par with autopilot probably now. Alright, I had to correct it there to make sure it wanted to go the other way. Speed down a bit here too. Speeding. Does the model have issues in driving into direct sun? Direct sun, yes. But things that might trip up some other systems, no. Because of how we train it. Will it support Nissan Pathfinder? No Nissan support right now. Hondas and Toyotas. Toyotas are going to be the best. The Toyota Prius is the flagship model of this year. The advantage to the Prius over the RAV4 is we can do full stop and go, where in the RAV4 you have to manually accelerate once you get below 20 miles an hour. 20. I'm going to test out the resume. So the resume should set my cruise speed to 45. Cool, works. What do I think of Xmatic? I haven't seen them ship anything yet. I'll believe it when they ship it. Openpilot can do stop and go. The Prius and the Civic can. The ILX, CRV, and RAV4 cannot due to limitations of the car. Nissan Pathfinder is definitely not in the top 10 for the US. There is a Nissan in there. The Nissan Rogue is in there. So 3 are pickups, 3 are Hondas, 3 are Toyotas, and there's the Nissan Rogue, which, ironically, that's a pretty good name for the one weird one. This is all Openpilot driving right now. Get a stop in behind that car. How will the iPhone X help? It won't. I just want one. The Toyota can also turn the wheel all the way down to 0 speed, which the Civic can't, and the ILX can't. But the Prius really is going to be the best car, because you'll get full stop and go and full steering. That's why the Prius is the flagship for the year, but this one is coming up first. Might be it. There might not be a flagship for next year. It might just be those 6 Hondas and Toyotas. What's a traffic sight? Oh, well, a traffic light? No. No traffic lights. No shipping system today can do traffic lights or stop signs. 0.5. 0.5. That's when the mapping efforts will really start to pay off. That was a disengagement right there. It wanted to go in the other lane. And you do hear that noise the brake controller is making. It does not seem too happy to be stopping.